Buddy, it's your boy, Mr. Pooh, and we are here again playing Kentucky Route Zero. We are, it's still in Act 3. We're going where we left off, so let's do this.
I am sitting not on camera.
Liam's in the background.
I'm all in the background.
Okay.
On the side ground.
Tune the radio looking for a station that's familiar but strange. Oh, good. What does that mean? This station doesn't quite match the bartender's description. Definitely weird, though. Let's keep scanning. He said we'd know it when we heard it. I need to bring the stream up on my phone. One sec. I don't have the stream up on my phone. Boom.
I like the eagle keeps going where you are.
How do I know it'll tell me?
Why is it? What are the numbers?
The station. I'm not sure. What's the station? I've never heard this before. It sounds like horses? Horses running? A race? Lysette and I had some horses years back. Yeah, I've always been a little afraid of them. They're so big and, I don't know, you look in their eyes, they're almost human. Like they're human and animal at the same time since they've been domesticated for so long, I guess. Well, that fits familiar but strange for me. Harry said we just drive until it cuts out. What happened?
I think we did it.
There's just horses in the road? Oh, I guess I got to the 0? Alright, hold on one sec. I need to make sure I've got this set up right. Yeah. Looks like it.
We only have one.
I have no idea where I'm going. Try. Okay, I'm at the 0 now. Do I need a... Like, what is this? Hall of the Mountain King.
Guess we need to go there.
Act 3, Scene 4.
This game makes it
Hall of the Mountain King.
Hall of the Mountain King. I can't do it as well.
Okay, hold up. Oh, it's not registering that. I think I might have to refresh it.
Registering what?
Yeah, because look, this needs to be refreshed. Yep. Okay. There we go. Let's talk to Homer. What do you suppose happened here? Just old and rotted, maybe? Can't tell how any of this stuff is down here. The bridge ends abruptly, crumbling in disrepair. Time to cut him loose, ma'am? Well, now I'm having fun. Ha. Okay, slow night anyway. Let's go to the boardwalk, boyos. A loop of decayed rope is coiled on the banister. Some rotted sections have been smoothed over with a fine dust. Broken computer monitors are heaped precariously among the rocks. Pet carrier. A pet carrier for a cat or small dog has been left by the path. A calcified rag wadded in the corner may once have been a blanket. Whoa, man, it's like real trippy, bro. It's on fire, dude. What?
I'm very confused.
What's happening?
Yeah, I literally don't know what's happening.
A hiking backpack leans against a rock. It's empty except for a dusty bag of cat food and a few punch cards. Pile of discarded electronics burns steadily in the center of the chamber. Okay, hold on. There's something I'm missing here. I feel like...
Why is one a little bit after you?
I don't know. Hold on. I'm trying to... Alright, I don't know. I don't care. Let's go. I don't know what's going on.
What are you trying to do?
I'm checking my stream. Alright, let's read. Oh, it's triangles within triangles down here. Shifting, intersecting, overlaying. Isn't it romantic? Let's see. To Shannon. You're here to steal back the lovable boy you once knew, when you were too young to recognize the movement of the heart. And you're escorting her, pretending to have her interest at heart, while really, you're in love with the young woman as well. And so you've agreed to help him conspire to win her affections. But it's just a ploy to set him up for embarrassment and diminish him out of the picture. What are you talking about? No, you're right. It's insipid. Derivative. I used to be really good at this. I had 11 novels published, from The Billionaire's Bidding to Fields of Longing. Real hot, bodice-ripping stuff, you know. I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartment. Just me and my thesaurus steaming up the windows. Why'd you stop writing? You know, suddenly it was all computers everywhere you went. I thought I'd be able to do something with that. Inject a little libido into those ugly beige boxes. Ha! So I went back to the university and I studied human-computer interaction. And then I picked up Donald's research assistant here as a tester, debugging. In my many off hours, I played around with the doomed love story at the core of our little simulation. That seemed to amuse Donald, so I kept at it. I'm afraid I tinkered too much, made it too complex. Now our work is never done. We don't ever have to add new functionality. The bugs just grow on their own. Too complex. I miss those days in my Lexington apartment studio.
What is going on?
Let's look at the fire. A pile of discarded electronics burns steadily in the center of the chamber.
Oh, we already listened to that. Was it an old man?
A woman in tattered cardigan looks furtively at other people around the fire. Let's talk to this old man. Donald puffs on a smoldering pipe while half mumbling, half singing an old country tune. Where the old green river runs through hills and caves not known to us, down to the sunless sea. Oh, who are you? Sorry, did we startle you? I might say you did. I thought you might be one of them. Oh no, you can't be. We've been patching all their spy holes. We keep the lights dim and the motors running softly, and we route the smoke out through... That is... What are we talking about? What's that computer over there? It looks pretty vintage. Looks like a harmless old computer, doesn't it? Like some beat-up mainframe exhumed from a university basement and left in this cave to rot? Or to flower? No, it's no ordinary computer. I've modified it extensively in some pretty experimental ways. Believe you me. And that's to say nothing of the software, but... You look like a technically minded sort of person. Tell me, do you know the effects of mold growth on diffused base transistor circuitry? The mold would burn up. Exactly, it burns, and oh, the sweet smoke that issues from it. But it also leaves a sticky residue to seep through the machine, forming new connections and creating new circuits. The computer is no longer the pure domain of language and mathematics, but entropy. Thwarted and feeble, we hammer on this derelict keyboard. My name is Reason, King of Kings. We are mere tourists in the ruins. Our keystrokes echo off into the tunnels. Boundless and bare, the caves stretch far away. We are too late. Always too late. What? Did you say something? You're about to tell us about the software. Oh, the software. My life's work. Xanadu. You've heard of it? Perhaps you've read about it in a journal? It's been years since I published anything. Xanadu has evolved significantly since I explained its data structures in my article, Literary Multitudes, Hypertextual Narrative as Post-Structural Witness. Evolved. And then deteriorated. Donald sighs dramatically and takes a puff from his pipe. I'm afraid you're too late, fellow hypertext enthusiast. As the mold accumulated on the circuitry, Xanadu blossomed for a moment into something holy and enchanted. Then all the charm was broken. Do you have any idea what it's like to spend your life building something and sit powerlessly as your work declines into ruin?
This game?
I drive deliveries for a small antique shop and we're closing down. Ah, shuffling around the dusty ghosts of antiquity. Well, I have my own ghosts, and I keep them in there, in Xanadu. It's running on that glorious dusty machine. Take a look if you like. Too late to do anything but smoke and reminisce. Anyway, far too late to do anything. Let's talk to Andrew.
Okay. This game is basically...
Do you know that when I first... No, I mean, if this cave were larger, could it... Now I'm getting ahead of myself. I've got it. How would you characterize this space, the one we're standing in now? Kind of spooky, but I'm not scared. Spooky for a baby. I think we'd all agree that's a fair assessment. How could... Wait, let's unpack that for a moment. What makes it spooky? No, how do you know it's spooky, or would be spooky for a baby? The shadows. Sure, that's... But they're not just shadows, right? I mean, they could be. They're projections, or maybe they're anatomies. How's that? Can you tell where we are now? Surrounded by creepy anatomies? Close your eyes. Will you close your eyes? Okay, good. Now, you are standing at the top of a rocky peak. A tongue of flame licks the shadowy anatomies of... Where are we? Oh, here again. How disappointing. What are all these computers for? Computers? Oh, now I remember. I was writing on them. I described a cave. That was my job. Describe the cave. There's a great history of caves in literature, don't you know? The walls are frozen rivers of orange and stone. Isn't that vivid? I had a lot to live up to. I was a grad student studying statistics when I started working with Donald on his project. He said we needed someone with a more analytical mind to do the descriptive writing. Someone who appreciated the cave descriptions as real labor instead of taking their authorial voice for granted. Donald warned me it would be long hours of typing painstakingly detailed descriptions into the computer, and I've put in the hours. Believe me, I've put in the hours. I've described every facet of this cave in such detail that sometimes I don't know if I'm reading or looking, writing, or exploring. Often in the dark and lonely moments, I worry that in my sleep I've transcribed rooms from my dreams into the system. How would we know? They can only be entered with precise, faithful detail. That's all I know how to write. And all I dream about is caves. I only dream of caves.
game makes no sense.
Just look at the gate.
I don't know what's going on.
A massive gate constructed out of scavenged materials blocks passage down the far side of the spire.
Dad, do you think
I guess let's
the
talk to
guy
Roberta
you
again.
are is gonna turn into that skeleton thing?
I don't know.
That
That's a good
we saw
question.
last time.
The kingdom is in peril. Roberta laughs. Well, what else is new? Do you work here? Work. You could call it that. I gather old circuit boards and throw them in the fire. Sometimes I fish out precious metals and let them cool into toxic gems. I put them in my hair. Enchanted jewelry. Talismans. A magic mirror that prevents the future. A magic shield that protects the bearer from age. A magic chest that's always filled with... I never went to university. I was an independent scholar. It means I took the public libraries like a beachcomber. I studied fairy tales. And then I came to work for Donald. I paid the bills, rubbed leathering elbows with academics, scraped black mold from cave walls. Finally, now I carry the firewood into Scene Sense. The kingdom is in peril. Let's look at Xanadu.
Doesn't it start with X?
Baffling control panels are sheltered from the elements with a worn tarp. A closet-sized wall of knobs and wires looms behind the machine, humming faintly. An electric typewriter is the only easily recognizable component. Alright, let's do it. What happens if I do it? How do you think we get it started? This old thing? Maybe there's a hand crank around. Oh, it has a run key.
Another pausing key.
What's gonna happen?
Yeah, what is gonna happen?
Act 3, Scene 5.
Oh.
Xanadu.
How is it Xanadu if it starts with X?
X sometimes sounds like a Z.
Oh.
What's happening?
What is going on?
At Den of Ardo. This is so trippy, dude. Okay, it's showing me a house. Oh. You are starting at the edge of around is a... Ha! This thing is in rough shape. Do these switches do anything? Conway flips an unlabeled switch. Or standing into row with small... Okay, that's worse. It kind of looks like a house. Type house. Conway typing house. Xanadu. In... I don't even know what that said. In Bledquit? I don't know what that means. You are in B, quit, below, east, west, with his everywhere. Oh, you are the crick crying on their butts and being... That's the strip kilo. Did that say Lula? Conway typing, Lula. Or Donald E. Mark Cecil Interior. I've got the time machine to say Hessler Park Weed from the school of Miss it so we won't type so Miss has the slate and the tick print cards he's described for the read him he's our at type rep with the pay tap reader. And you've got how are lack holding. Dang, I can't tell what she's saying. Oh, I have my portal degasser with me. Old system like this one can build up remnant magnetic field that sort of warps everything along whatever pattern it's settled into, you know? The degasser clears that up by suddenly shaking the magnetic field around until it's uniform again. That's how I like to think of it anyway. Like shaking a snow globe. Haha, worth a shot.
What's going on?
Hall of the Mountain Gink. Through what may have been you stumble to a tunnel. It kept open. Well, okay. Stalactites are on the ceiling. A key can of ticks and no matter spirit. Key is where you set up your enrollment. Premature end of file. Press any key to quit. This is a lost cause. What a piece of junk.
I have no idea what's going on.
Me don't know what happened. Act 3, Scene 6.
How long are you in Act 3?
Hall of the Mountain King.
This thing makes no sense.
Bizarre. What was that about Lula? Maybe Donald knows how to clear it up a bit. Let's go talk to Donald again. I like the graphics in this. They look cool. It's got a neat look to it. Let's go talk to Donald. So, you've seen it for yourself. What's left of it? Pretty busted. The chalky bones of a beautiful dream. You can see what it once was, can't you? Can't you? There was so much more to it. Ornate labyrinths of memory, exhaustively simulated parallel cave ecosystems, real artificial intelligence built on sophistical neural network algorithms. The birds in the forest could flock in 3 dimensions. The bats could learn to sing. And then it began to crumble when the strangers came. At first we only heard them, walking heavily through the caves, dragging things around, hammering and clattering their tools. Sometimes we heard working songs, never close enough to make out real voices, just their echoes cascading wordlessly in the tunnels. Then we caught a glimpse of one. What do they look like? They look like... No, it's too horrible. I shouldn't be telling you about this. They're dangerous. They're strange. I should never have tried to outwit them. They were always too much for me. But it's too late now. If I'd listened to Lula, I'd... Lula? Lula Chamberlain? Yes, of course. Oh, do you know her? We're looking for her now. No, she's gone now. She left. We built this together, did you know? Lula, Joseph, and I. Lula is gone from here, but Donald points across the cave with his pipe. Still in there, in Xanadu. I don't know where Lula is now, how to get there from here, how to unwind the damn tangled highway. But Xanadu, before its ruin, was faultless as an oracle, a shrine to a perfect simulation. Until, but maybe, those weird interlopers destroyed my Xanadu. Perhaps they know how to fix it. It may be dangerous. I've spent many eager seconds to negotiate with them, to repair my masterpiece. Back there, that tunnel, push back the vines, crawl out into the darkness. Watch your step. After a while, you'll feel the terrain change beneath your hands and knees, from rock to crystal, then to mud. Then you'll be out. That's where the strangers come from. Now leave me alone. I still have a bit of mold in my pipe and a few dreams left.
Isn't it goes the next scene?
Act 3, Scene 7.
Who was why?
Where the strangers come from.
It's gonna be cool.
What's going on? It's like a cemetery.
/ grave.
That's what it's. That's the same thing.
Yeah, I said / graveyard.
It came out the graveyard. Well, this can't be right. Looks like an old church. It's muddy. Yeah, that's what he said. Crystals and then mud. Okay. I want to stay outside. Why? I think I saw a lizard. I'll stay with him. Okay, we'll make it quick. Oh, I'm Ezra. An epitaph is engraved on the stone grave marker. Michael Palin, generous disposition, will be missed. Below the inscription, a note is written in white chalk. HT8191T, fill date June 29th, notes of almond. An epitaph is engraved on the stone grave marker. Jeremy Wells and Daniel Barber, we think you two would really have liked each other. Below the inscription, a note is written in white chalk. HT8192B, fill date July 24th, weird finish. I got no idea what any of that means. Joshua Beal, always had a far-off look, probably still does. HT8192E, fill date August 1st, aftertaste of rainwater. Elaine Holman or Saul Alexander Witten. HT8192N, fill date September 8th, sweet and fungal. Simon Jimenez would have wanted it this way. HT81920, fill date September 9th, maple, turpentine.
How do you go to that?
Making sure that's on. An epitaph is engraved on the stone grave marker. Sam Anderson, should have said something. HT8192X, fill date November 1st, sense of foreboding. Unknown, seemed reasonable. HT8192Y, fill date November 2nd, easy on the nose. Find any lizards? I wasn't really looking. Nice cover story, kid. Why do you dress like a punk? A punk? Haha. Now, what's a punk dress like, kid? Can you tell me? I dress like Junebug, specifically. I want to be specific. I think you are. It's the middle of the night, and here you are in a graveyard. Any other kid your age would be in bed. You just got to make choices and own them. You think I was born this foxy? I came off this assembly line about a half-foot shorter and all gray, no eyes. They're going to have us clearing out the old mine. Doesn't matter what you look like under all that rock and water. A bunch of gray shadows shoveling and hammering invisibility at the walls, draining at the tunnels. Johnny found some gear, an old tape player. We hid it away in the underwater cave and listened to it over and over. And we knew we weren't miners. We slipped out onto the road, just those two featureless shadows, and ever since that night we've been detailing, coloring in, specifying. I feel like more myself every day. I feel less like myself without my folks. Sure, some people are born into a family. Nothing wrong with that. They back. There you are. What'd you find in there? It wasn't... Hey, what's going on? You look flushed, old man. It doesn't matter. Right, okay. We've got what we need. Let's go.
That's scene.
Scene 8.
Right again.
Hall of the Mountain King. So a bunch of these have been called that.
Yeah.
3 different scenes have been called the same thing. We're back here now. Trace an orbit round the road and close your eyes with holy dread. For on we mulled and whiskey fed and drank from rivers down below. We found your strangers. We know how to fix your dang machine, but I'm not sure it was worth it. Oh, soon the visitors will return. What have you found? They say you need to scrape the mold off the timing crystal. But the mold? Of course! Too much mold on the timing crystal would send the simulation adrift, each moment lived out of sync. By all means, yes, clean the timing crystal. Let's go to Xanadu. Clean the timing crystal.
I would have it in me, but it's just machine.
Let's go check out the Xanadu again. Do you see anything that looks like a timing crystal? Yeah, right here behind the control panel. It's filthy. Right. We're supposed to scrape off this black moldy stuff. Weird. Just following instructions. Here we go. Scene 9. These are quick scenes.
Yeah.
Xanadu.
These like all this they've been going back to the same one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now we're back at Xanadu again.
What is going on?
Xanadu.
You walking better?
At end of road.
Hey, is that the graveyard?
Going towards a house. You are standing at the end of a road before a small brick building. Around you is a forest. Check out the building. Typing. Enter building. Inside building. I see a lantern.
You do.
You are inside a building, a storage shed for the National Park Service. There is a sensible modern electric lantern nearby. Get the lantern. Get lantern. Taken. Exit building. Enter forest. That's not something you can enter. Just type a direction. Conway. North. In forest. Apparently I'm doing some weird computer simulation. Okay, I'm in the forest now. Looks like I'm playing Battlezone.
Is it really?
You're in an open forest with a deep valley to one side. Can we climb a tree? Climb tree. I don't think that much is to be achieved. I don't think much is to be achieved by that. Sorry. Can we dig a hole? Dig a hole. You can't see any such thing. Pretty limited vocabulary. South. You're in the forest. Hey, it's a maze. Which way should I go? South, east, northwest?
East?
East. You're in the forest. Lula is here. Soldering replacement components in a small handmade radio. Oh, we should talk to her. Ask Lula how she is doing. Hi, Donald. I'm getting the strangest interference out here. I've been tuning the radio circuits gradually as we go, swapping capacitor values and tweaking resistor networks. It was working for a while, but everything I can pick up sounds so distant and muffled. Lula hands you the radio. Well, maybe you have better luck. You're good at this stuff. Just don't forget to give it back. Which way?
West.
We just can't. If we went west, east will take us back to where we were.
North.
North. Forest. Joseph is here. tapping a small stylus on a modified pocket braille slate. A small gray noses. Oh, kitten. No more than a few weeks old. Maybe he has something to say. Describing your footsteps sounded like... Joseph runs his finger along the index card he's been tapping on from right to left. Long, weary song, drearily gone, drearily gone. You beat a melancholy shuffle through these woods, Donald. Ha! I've been noting down the sounds of the forest, with an ear for speech, and an inborn filter for poetry, I suppose, so maybe it's me being melancholy after all. I'm eager to see what the poetic subsystem makes of these punched cards. Which way?
I don't know.
Let's go north again. North? At edge of hole. Looks like a big hole. Edge of a massive hole. The dirt gives way to rock as the ground sinks into darkness. The computer tied to your upper back slickens with sweat in the afternoon sun. The rope slung around your shoulder has slipped under the strap of your backpack, digging uncomfortably against your collarbone. Which one? Go down to the hole, lean in a bit and check it out, shine the lamp into the hole, yell into the hole. Yell to the hole first, see if they're pirates. Yell. I only understood you as far as wanting to yell. Yell, any pirates down there? No response. Sorry, kid. You're batting 0 today. At least we know there's no pirates. Let's shine the lamp into the hole. Light lamp. Your lamp is now on. Shine lamp in hole. The lamplight only reaches a few yards down the hole where the rock is coated in a slimy black mold. You can tell that the walls are too slick to climb safely without assistance. I guess we're gonna fall in the freaking hole. Let's go. Let's try using the rope to climb down safely. Tie rope to tree. The rope is tied snugly to a tree trunk. Down. Your feet slip a few times on the slimy rock, but you remain stable. Lula and Joseph descend carefully after you. In bed quilt. Okay. We're in some kind of cave. I guess it's called bed quilt. I don't know what that means.
Is that where we are now?
Yeah. We went down into the hole and now we're in some kind of cave.
No, I mean like...
You're in bed quilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. Joseph and Lula remove the computer equipment they are carrying on their backs and begin setting up. That's the last trip, so everything's down here now. Say something back to her. Say something back. You make an awkward joke. Don't be so morbid. Lula looks pensive. Ask her about the cave. Ask Lula about cave. Having second thoughts? I don't blame you. It's unsettling down here. Weird acoustics. Earlier, as we were climbing down, I thought I heard voices for a moment. Or, not voices themselves, but the echo of voices, singing. Some kind of eerie, tuneless working song. I'm glad I'm not down here alone. Ask her where the treasure is. Ask Lula where the treasure is. Ha! If we knew that, we wouldn't have to set up down here. I know you think this environment will help our project, get us in touch with a deep romantic reverence for some kind of profound natural spookiness. But I was more comfortable in our lab. The university picked the worst time to cut our funding. Typical institutional stinginess in academic politics.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like we're getting really close to something. Something.
What if the place that the land on the machine...
Anyway, I don't know if it's sustainable down here, you know? To live and work here, together? Joseph looks uncomfortable. Jealous. Hey, Donald, can you help me wire up those generators? I'll assemble the synthesizer, but I could use some help with the serial interface if you have time. You hear an unfamiliar echo from the tunnel to the east. Wire up the generators. Help Joseph. I appreciate it, Donald. I'm not much of an electrician, you know. You know that. Joseph hands you a bundle of wires. His kitten curls up on a spool of cabling. Listen, the three of us had a good thing for a minute, wouldn't you say? Up at the old place, before it got ugly? I'm saying, we came down here to work, to really do it. Xanadu. Now, I mean, we're going to be rational about this. All three of us will have to put our feelings aside for a bit and be rational. You know what I'm saying? Is he talking about Lula? Kind of creepy. Tell Joseph to back off. Joseph wipes his brow with a dusty sleeve. Seems down here we're all strangers. Permanently strange. You're interrupted by the ominous echo of a grating, scraping sound from the east, louder than before. What the heck was that? Let's check it out. In tunnels.
Someone?
Going through the tunnel. Going through the tunnel.
How long are we gonna do this?
I don't know. We're checking the stuff out. We're looking deep inside of the simulation. You rush down the tunnel with Joseph and Lula close behind. How do you like all this, kid? There's a lot of reading, but I'm really good at that anyway. The tunnel narrows, and soon you find yourself crawling on your hands and knees. Navigating the tunnel gradually becomes more awkward as smooth rock gives way to jagged, crystalline surfaces. Scratches and taps echo from the end of the tunnel, some sort of piercing. Some short and piercing, some slower and groaning as if dampened by water. The tunnel opens into a large room. In Crystal Room.
This is getting more not.
Who that? Who's that guy? Who are you?
A.
Stickman? Skeleton boys?
Wait, is that the guy? That's the guy we saw.
Hi. You're in a large, irregular chamber. The walls, the floor, the ceiling are covered with crystalline projections. Strangers are here, scraping black mold from the crystals. They look up when you enter. One of them seems about to speak. Finally! Let's listen to what he says. The stranger reaches for a box he's carrying and presses a plastic button. The box whirs to life and a creaky voice blurts something unintelligible, then slows to a deep gurgle. He looks at his companions momentarily in confused disappointment. Then he returns his awful gaze to you. Joseph flees through a tunnel to the north. Lula flees through a tunnel to the northeast. Follow Joseph or follow Lula?
I don't know.
Let's follow Lula. Run north. Lula's headlamp scans across the northern passage as you run. Soft shadows loom perplexingly from the floor to ceiling. You feel around to distinguish shadows from crystals, but eventually find yourself cornered. You've hit a dead end. Who are they? Comfort her. Comfort Lula. You reassure Lula that the strangers are harmless. Are you sure? Maybe you're right. It sounds like they've gone back to work. Alright, let's try to pass them quickly now. Don't make eye contact. Then we'll find our way back to the equipment. In bed quilt. So now we're back. We went back. You're in the bed quilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. Lula is here, panting for breath. Did they follow us? Where's Joseph? She seems pretty scared. Reassure Lula. I know, but never mind. I don't want to think about it. I guess we should wait for Joseph here. This is where he'll go, right? May as well wait. Wait. Time passes. Lula nervously runs her hand along a vein in the cave wall. I guess we could wait for an hour or so. Wait for an hour. Time passes. A shifting, fluttering sound grows louder from one of the tunnels. What's that? Joseph? 5 disoriented bats stumble through your lantern light and off into the adjacent passage. Search for him. Search. I only understood you as far as wanting to search. We have to be more specific. Down one of those tunnels? With the equipment? Search equipment. The various computer and audio equipment casts angular shadows into the tunnels as you scan slowly across the pile. Nothing. Down one of the tunnels? Search tunnel. You select a tunnel at random. Your lantern illuminates several sets of footprints on moldy cave floor, but they are impossible to identify. Joseph climbs down the rope still tied above. That damn sound! Those damn voices! I don't even know what direction I was running. I wove through that network of tunnels. I ran my hand along the wall, always turning left, but every turn and every rock felt the same. For all I knew, I was running in circles. Finally, I ended up here. And I hid. I panicked. I heard you talking, but I didn't think I could trust my senses. I heard you talking, but I didn't think I could trust my senses. But listen, there's one thing I had to tell you. While I was out there lost in the tunnels and caves, I came across the Zero and I had no idea. It's like a real place. They pick up garbage, they deliver mail, they go to work and to church, but it has an awful kind of emptiness. Wandering through, I heard horrible echoes. Weird images got burned into my mind's eye. A television, a scarecrow, a crystal, a feather, a sandwich, a CRT monitor, a bottle, an anchor. Lula looks down at her feet. We should ask him more about that. Ask Joseph about the Zero. Donald, you've heard the same dang stories I have, but it's different. It doesn't matter now, dang it, I'm leaving. To hell with all this. Get him back on track, we're so close. Divert Joseph's attention. You shout something at Joseph about the project you're working on together. You'll die from these dang cold caves. And what about those men? You know they'll come back. Tell him we can find somewhere to start a fire. Suggest finding somewhere safe to start a fire. You shout something at Joseph about going deeper into the caves. Did you hear their voices? They're not... They'll find you, but not me. I'm going back to the surface. Stop! Your stupid fight is ringing through the whole dang cave. Joseph is right, we can't stay here. I'm leaving too, but I'm not going back to the surface. I'm taking my station wagon, I'm heading down the Zero. I think we need her to stay. Ask Lula to stay. You plead with Lula about your continued collaboration. I'll send you this tape when I'm done recording. I'll put it in the mail, and then you can see what your dang machine does with it. Lula and Joseph have left. I'm alone in the tunnels. Abandoned by your collaborators, your confidants, your companions, the only two among your colleagues with whom you've ever trusted the gift of your friendship. Pretty thick. Sounds like Beardo had his heart broken. You wandered through the tunnels alone, dragging along the components of your unrealized masterpiece, combing the underground passages for a new site in which to realize your vision. Sounds like a genius. How do you mean? Wordy. Ha! I had a guy who came into the shop once with a bunch of old radios and computers and stuff. Real junk. I think he collected it going down alleys or something. Anyway, it was all broken. He asked me if I could get the tubes out and clean them up. The vacuum tubes. So I pulled every vacuum tube I could find, threw the rest out, and went over them with some rubbing alcohol and cleaned the leads. I used some nail polish remover on the glass. I did a pretty good job. He came back in the next day and I laid it all out on a tunnel for him so he could check it out. On a towel for him. I got the towel from my aunt Remedios, and I like everything. And like everything with her, it's really kind of nice, you know. It's red and it has this gold embroidery around the edges. I guess it was a little too nice. This guy got all excited by presentation, kind of circled it and observed each tube from a distance, moving his head around in a weird, quick bobs like a pigeon. And then he started just lecturing at nobody in particular about the history of vacuum tubes. He talked for an hour. We went on a few dates, but nothing really came of it. Turns out he was kind of boring. Hall of the Mountain King. Okay, no, this is where we are. We're just...
Yeah.
It's this... Yeah, okay.
I was right.
I seen this. We've been here. I know this. After what may have been years, you stumble out of a tunnel into a cavernous open space. Stalactites adorn the ceiling like grotesques. In the center of the room is an enormous rocky spire. This is where you will set up your equipment and establish your legacy. Xanadu. Wait, that's where I'm at. It's showing what I'm looking at. Now's the time to continue your work. Research assistance. 0. Realism index. 37%. Romance index. 2%. Mold coverage. 0%. You may hire a new research assistant, assign assistance to a task, or sleep until tomorrow. Hire a new research assistant. Uploading job advertisement to university message boards. You have hired Greg, who studies architecture. Assign assistants to task. You may assign research assistants to debugging, transcription, or speculation. Let's go debugging. Assigning available research assistants to debugging.
Sleep.
Hire another one. Uploading job advertisement to university message boards. No new applicants. Try again later. Okay, so we just need to sleep. Sleep. Time passes. Greg identifies a bug with the oxygen level simulation but is unable to fix it. Now is the time to continue your work. Research assistants. 1. Realism index. 37%. Romance index. 0. Mold coverage. 9%. You may hire a new research assistant, assign assistant to a task, or sleep until tomorrow. Hire a new research assistant. Hire. Uploading job advertisement to university message boards. You have hired Weaver, who studies mathematics. Assign assistants to a task. Let's do transcription. You have 2 research assistants available today. Assign how many to transcription? 1. Hire a new research assistant. Okay, let's assign the other one. Assign. Let's go speculation. Assigning available research assistant to speculation. Okay, let's sleep again. Time passes. Greg carefully transcribes the sound of dipping water in all their variations over a period of several hours. Weaver posits that nature, not reason, is a matter of industry. Greasy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment. Now is the time to continue your work. Research assistants. 2. Realism index. 42%. Romance index. 20%. Mold coverage. 18%. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. I guess I need to hire another assistant. Uploading job advertisement to university message boards. You have hired Roberta, who studies fairy tales.
Hey, did it say something about that?
You may assign, okay, so we know how to do 1 in debugging, 1 in transcription, 1 in speculation, right? That's what I'm gonna do, 1 on each. I don't know what this does. I don't know if I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm just gonna assign 1 to each, that's my guess. You have 2 research assistants available. Assign how many to transcription? 1. Assign. You may assign research assistants to debugging, transcription, or speculation. Assigning available research assistants to speculation. Okay, I got it. Now I need to sleep. Time passes. Weaver makes adjustments to the echolocation algorithm. Bats now fly normally instead of getting hung up on each other's wings and clustering together like horrible, leathery tumbleweeds. Roberta types up some lurid imagery from a dream journal. Greg discards centuries of exhaustive data on the uniformity of cause and effect. Intruders! The strangers are doing something to the equipment, but you can't make out what. You hide beneath a rock until they leave. With trepidation, you emerge from your hiding place hours later. Now is the time to continue your work. Alright, I need to take a bathroom break real fast. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, I'll talk to them. Hey guys, this is the end of the video. Bye. I'm just kidding. Bye. I just think I'm ready to go. I'm gonna see here. Wait. A blanket. Today is. Do you guys know what today is? Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. Go Niners!
All right, we back.
We're back.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Whoop.
I'm not convinced this is getting us any closer to the 0. Research assistance 3, realism index 27%, romance index 40%, mold coverage 0. You may hire a new assistant, assign assistants, or sleep until tomorrow. Is this getting me anywhere?
I don't know. Keep sleeping. Wait, so try to...
Hire.
No, we're not quitting.
Uploading job advertisement to university message boards. You have hired Rick, who studies library sciences. Try to quit and start over. I want to keep playing. Come on, kid, we got stuff to do. Quit. Are you sure you want to quit? Yes. That was a rhetorical question. Quit game? I only understood as far as you wanting to quit. Maybe we have to lose or die somehow in order to start over? Eat the lamp, smash the computer. Smash the computer. Violence isn't the answer to this one. Maybe we have to wait it out. Typing. Wait indefinitely. Time passes. Research assistants come and go. One of them, the mathematician named Weaver, follows the strangers into the tunnels. She doesn't return, but neither do they. Years passed. Mold accumulates. You and the remaining research assistants take to burning disused equipment in the center of the room. Then black mold is intensely flammable and makes an excellent catalyst. It leaves behind a sweet, narcotic perfume. One night you have visitors, outsiders, different ones. Then later that night, an old friend. You really did go deeper into the caves. Premature end of file. Press any key to quit. Huh.
This game's weird. It's gonna be next act or next scene?
Act 3, scene 10. X is 10.
Yep.
More Hall of the Mountain King.
We need to stop soon.
Let us talk to Julia. Lula to Donald. You really did go deeper in the caves. Well, you were easy enough to find. I met a few of your former assistants. One can't help but hear things. So this is what became of our project. Oh. I've made some additions. Joseph stole the data tapes for the first half, so I've had some blank spots to fill. Yes, I know. He published his version. Actually, I'm sorry to report that it's a bit tediously sentimental. I've been looking for you. So you found the address data. Just pass it over to Donald here. Donald, will you be a dear and crunch these numbers? We're looking to sort out a street named Collision, Dogwood Drive. Wasn't the Bureau going to process it? I insist. I have cycles to spare. I'll just pack my pipe and get to it. I should only be an hour or so. Andrew will carry it over to... I'll be at the Bureau for the rest of the night. Just mark it private materials for attention of Senior Clerk Chamberlain. How do we get to the Bureau from here? The bridge. Yes, the bridge. Through the gate over there. Now we, too, recede into history. Good night, Donald. Meet me at the Bureau, and we'll get you on your way. Head counterclockwise to the cathode ray, then turn around. Then it's just clockwise until you find the Bureau. Counterclockwise until the cathode ray, and then go clockwise. Between us, I think you should drive.
Are you remembering?
Counterclockwise until the cathode, and then clockwise.
To what?
Till we see the Bureau. We're going down, 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 down. We running. I got robot leg. What you know about robot legs?
You probably your whole body gonna turn into that robot thing. I bet Ezra's still a heck of far back.
Want to look at this tape recorder. Someone has left a portable tape recorder on the path. It doesn't appear damaged, but there's no tape to play or record. Down. What happened? What are we doing? Where are we going? The bookshelf was carried only partway up the path here before the project was abandoned. It's still useful. The peak of the spire is crowded anyway. Keep going down, keep going down, keep going down.
What's the sound?
Here's a lantern. A sensible modern electric lantern has been left here. The batteries have long since died. Down. We're back at the truck. To get back in the truck. I forgot what she said. Counterclockwise until the cathode, and then clockwise. Counterclockwise until the cathode. Yep, cathode ray, then clockwise.
Till the what?
Until I get to the bureau.
Why would it make them go counterclockwise forwards?
I don't know. The zero is like a trippy tunnel that just goes in a circle. Doing what they said. I'm trusting the gut.
It goes wrong.
Scarecrow. Boom. We found it. We followed the directions.
How many things are two people left?
Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces.
Is it still good that we got?
We're doing fantastic.
That is.
Wait, why does she make that sound when she walks? I was wondering what that sound was. It's her walking?
No, it's you.
No. See? Is she like a robot?
I guess.
Yeah, she goes beep, 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 beep when she walks. What the heck? Okay, let's hit the bell.
Didn't you think it was always Conway?
Did nobody come? Oh, here she is. Hi, Lula. Here you are. Marianne has the rest of the evening off, so I'm minding the desk. Any word on the address? The results just came in by courier. Good news. Donald and his assistants were able to sort through the noise. I had Rick cross-reference their results against some of our records. He found a corresponding mail stop on the Echo River route. As it happens, the night ferry is scheduled to make its stop here shortly. The ferryman carries the mail and collects the garbage as well. I'm sure you can catch a ride out that way. You're welcome to wait here. I have to get back to packing. Are you going somewhere? I might. I'm feeling impulsive, and I'd like to be ready. Maybe back to Mexico. It's been years. They still have one of my sculptures in a museum down there. Did you know? Big, ugly iron thing. Time to have it scrapped anyway. Safe travels. Try to stay out of the water. It's colder than it looks, and deep. I think she's a robot. Look at her face. She's gray.
Look how feet move.
She's gray. Can I not go down? There's a kitty there. Look at that kitty.
Yeah.
Right there.
I don't see a kitty.
What's that? Is that it's moving? That's a kitty. Man, can't interact with the kitty. Can't pet the kitty. 1 out of 10. Not able to pet kitty. I think she's a robot.
Is that Junebug?
Okay, I can't go that way?
Is that Junebug?
Yes, that is Junebug.
Who's making sounds?
Yeah. But look when she walks.
Yes! She must be a robot.
She's a robot. But they didn't say that she was a robot. I don't know.
I thought it was always...
Let's wait.
I always thought it was Conway.
Conway just has a weird, trippy robot leg. How long do we have to wait? Oh, who knows? Alright, what happened?
We need to stop soon.
Yeah. What?
That's fine.
In the church, at the graveyard, you two came out of there all weird. What happened? It's okay. You could tell them. It doesn't matter anymore. Fine. So we're in that graveyard.
Praise the King of Kings.
Act 3, Scene 12.
We've been through like 7 seasons.
Where the strangers come from.
Again.
We'll probably do one more scene and then we'll take a break here. Okay, now they're gonna tell us what happened when Conway and Shannon left the graveyard while we were waiting around looking at gravestones and stuff. Hey, quiet down, guys, please.
Excuse me.
That's nice.
We're probably gonna stream again.
Well, this can't be right. Looks like an old church. Worth a look inside, I guess. I want to stay outside. Okay, I'll stay with him. We can look for lizards. Okay, we'll make it quick. Let's go to the church. What do you think we're gonna see?
Dusty stuff.
But it said strangers, more of those creepy looking electric skeleton men. The church floor is cold metal, scuffed and flexed by unknown boot heels. Let's sit.
That's it? This is literally it.
I don't know what I expected. The strangers, he kept saying. Kind of vague already, isn't it? Donald's a stranger. Hell, you and I are particularly strangers. Listen, earlier in the mine, I didn't want to talk about it, but... What'd you find down there? When I saw Weaver, she was on TV. I was testing a pretty simple tube repair, flipping through channels to check the saturation, and she was just there. It was kind of horrible. I mean, I told you she disappeared. Suddenly. Ran away, but we thought... What was she doing on TV? That's the part that I can't... I'd flipped past that channel a dozen times before in my test. It was one of those public access things. Some old lady reading poetry. And then, the next time it flipped to channel 2, Weaver. It's burned in my vision now. She's standing in a room. The walls are a blank kind of gray. There's tape on the walls, like markings, and desks. A classroom, maybe? The camera's in the corner, so it's this sort of 45-degree angle into the room. And there's Weaver right in the center of the picture. I stopped turning the dial. Hell, I think I stopped breathing. Eventually she spoke, but there was no real sound, just this awful hum. I read the closed captions. She said to go to the mine. I'd find something there. I can't remember her exact words. Whenever I try, I get distracted. Fuzzy. Shannon coughs into her sleeve. It's so dusty in here, right? Yeah, real dusty. You think with all these holes in the ceiling.
Liam, could you not come?
What the heck was that? Did you hear that?
Come take a picture for me.
Must have been the church settling. Must have...
Tell me what we're done. What? What?
What happened?
Going on.
What happened? Going down... Okay. Who's that? What, now I'm controlling the skeleton? Oh my god, I'm so confused. Stranger activates the tape player slung on his shoulder. A crackly drawl echoes in the room. It is patient and sounds like it should be smiling. My regrets. I hope I didn't keep you waiting long. We don't see a lot of foot traffic these days. I guess you're here about the job. I'm afraid we only have one opening at the moment. Horrible business. What's this job? Certainly. I'll tell you everything you need to know. I've only just met you, but I feel certain there's a place for you here. I'll just take you over to meet the dispatcher, show you the trucks, get you familiarized. We can converse as we go. What is this place? Some kind of factory? Yeah, maybe. But for what? Why hidden away like this? And what's that smell? Like bread. Baking bread? Please, follow me.
Liam,
What?
here.
Dude, I don't know
Okay.
what's going on.
Coming back.
Have to ask you to step in here a moment. This is for your safety. And adjust your outfits just a bit. There's some protective headwear up on the wall back there. Please remove your shoes and eyeglasses. We don't wear glasses, so that won't be an issue. Well, do us a favor and put on the headwear anyway. Just this way.
No, sit on the side of me. And go!
Oh, we got hats.
Go with the cover wheel.
Okay.
Number one! Liam, this is
Wow. Check this stuff out. Must be decades old, but it's in perfect condition. How do they keep it like that? Maintenance, old man. I bet it's someone's job around here. Probably hard to keep all the dust out, you know, underground. That's why I got into this business, to keep old stuff like this running. Seems like such a shame to just let it fall into ruin, you know? Like that computer back in the cave, Xanadu. Decades of engineering, thousands of years of mathematics and philosophy, all petrified into living stone. How could you just let that fall apart?
Yeah, your leg is like him.
Yes, go eat something. I'm tired of
More
you.
new arrivals this evening. Plenty to do. Got to relay the formula. We actually just need to ask you about a computer. No, the orientation is all done by voice and rote. We don't believe electronics have a role in our company culture. Computers are tools. Plenty of interesting mechanical this and that ahead, though. Shall we move on? If I do this, he gets all trippy.
What?
Earl. This is Earl. He used to be a beekeeper. Borrowed some used casks to store the hives, but the interest secured more quickly than the honey. Now he works for us here in logistics. No idea what's going on. Skeleton man.
Yeah, his leg is like the other guy's leg.
Here's the fleet. Haha. Oh, we just use these to get around internally. How big is this place? Oh, it's grown a great deal over the years. Incredible to think, really. When Mr. Bishop founded this operation, it was only about 1,800 square feet, and half of that or more was occupied by camouflage to keep the law out. Hiding out of the back of an old church, purifying spirits by handmade fire. A kettle and a dream. So, the trucks are just east a ways and shipping. You become acquainted with the dispatcher there. Give me a tap on the shoulder if you see something that catches your eye. Always happy to show up the facilities. Sublime machinery. Let's get in, boy. Let's drive this thing.
You guys don't say the front.
Vroom! Yay! Let's do donuts. Woo! Woo!
Can you crash?
Wait. Where am I going?
Are you controlling?
There we go.
You have to stay in
He
the
said
back.
he said east. We out here driving.
Yeah,
They
I
see
wanna
me
do
rolling.
something. Tell me when it's the end. I want to do something.
Oh, I can't go in there? Feel that draft of warmth like summer breeze. This is the aging warehouse. How many casks have you got aging in there? I couldn't say exactly. Take a look at the inventory report later if you like. Plenty though. Of course, we only have half our aging stock in here at any given time. Most distilleries let their whiskey sit in casks the cycle of seasons. In summer, the wood expands and the whiskey seeps in, picking up flavor. In winter, the wood contracts and squeezes the whiskey back out. Down here, there are no seasons. Each workday proceeds from the last in an unbroken chain of climate control. So we make our own seasons. Each cask alternates in a weekly cycle between the cold ground upstairs and this heated warehouse.
You're watching it in 4K.
Guess I'm going down.
540. Okay, you gotta watch the channel. 540. You want it in 4K.
I don't know where I'm going.
Next scene.
Ah!
On the next
No.
scene, let's stop.
Dude, this thing's hard to control.
Can I drive?
No?
I taped it on. Oh, so 540 is just a 4K version of channel 40.
Lumber yard.
Keeping stuff on 40 is gonna.
It's like caskets? What the heck is this?
What are those? Oh, I see what it's called.
Singer is gonna be in 4K too. But no, I'm super excited. I'm pulling the chair from
Here's the charring yard. Bends pretty well considering this smell. This is why they call bourbon a comfort food. It smells nice.
Why do I get caught?
Those are empty, right? What? Oh, of course. We don't really exhume them anymore. We tapped that source years ago. Wait, what? They just like, I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. This is the bottling area. I don't know where I'm supposed to be going.
Well, I know.
Look, there's like a heck of caskets and stuff. What is going on?
Was it?
He said east, I thought. Did I not go the right way? Yeah, I gotta go back. That's the same thing. A casket is the same thing as a coffin.
Coffee sound battle.
I'm just like going reverse now.
Oh, well, you're not naked, are you? Well, Libby just wants to see you.
Dude, where? What the heck? I can't control this thing. Okay, now I'm driving. Let's go to shipping.
She missed her auntie, and she's like, "Can we call Auntie Jen?" And then when I said I was gonna call you, she's like, "Can you FaceTime her?"
Alright, I think I'm going to take a break here. We've been playing for quite a while. Thanks for coming by if you did. This whole series is going to be on my YouTube. I'm not playing any of it off stream. It's going to be completely off stream. So if you're into it, check out my YouTube, Mr. Pooh, or you look at my description on my Twitch page and check us out later.